Hi Java programmers, Mr. Minnick here. I'm going to teach you how to use a for loop. Notice that the current program, it prints hello world only one time. Well, that's sad. So let's do it 5 times. By adding the keyword for, all lowercase of course, and putting in 3 sections of the for loop, separated by 2 semicolons as you see. It's always good style to use curly braces to surround the body of your for loop. It's required in some situations, so just get into a habit to use curly braces. They should line up vertically like this for good style. Now the code won't work here until I supply the right information inside the 3 sections here at the top of the for loop. The first section, we call it the initializing expression. It's where you set your variable equal to the number that you want it to start with. So I'm going to use the variable I, because that's kind of classic and typical. And I'm going to set I equal to 1. Simple enough. And in the middle section, I'm going to specify how many times I want the loop to go around. So I'm going to say I less than or equal to 5. You need to use the less than symbol in this situation. You'll see why later. The last section here is called the step expression, sometimes called the incrementing expression. I want I to go by ones each time around, so I'm going to type I equals I plus 1. That's a counter statement. It adds 1 to I, but there's a slicker way, a shorter way to do it in Java. We can use the plus plus symbol, so I'm going to type I plus plus with no space there, by the way, and that's called the incrementing operator, plus plus. Okay, spacing this all out, because Minnick likes to space his operators out. Let's run this program here at compileonline.com and see what happens over in the right-hand output screen. Ready? Compile and execute. Okay, whoops! I forgot to formally declare the variable I. There's no dim statement that you might have used in Visual Basic in this small program. So we do need to declare the variable I as an integer, and it's always safe to set a variable equal to 0 when it's declared. Now we're good to go. I'm going to execute my program now. Okay, it worked. It printed hello world 5 times. You want it to print 50 times, you say? Easy. Just change the 5 to 50 and click execute. Wow, this is powerful. Well, that, folks, is the usefulness of a for loop. Computers love for loops. The more the merrier. Let's put 500 in there. No, just kidding. I might crash this website. Let's go through this in slow motion to make sure we understand how it's actually working step by step. So at the beginning of this version of my program, I is set equal to 0. But then when the computer hits the for loop for the first time, it looks at this initializing expression and it sets I to 1. It then comes over to this middle part that is called the control expression, and it asks itself, is I less than or equal to 5? True or false? Well, true. Since I is currently 1, that is true. So it proceeds through the loop. It does not I plus plus right away on that first time around. So it system out prints the first hello world. The first hello world prints out because of that first loop iteration. Now here's where it gets tricky. The second time around the loop, when it hits this closing curly brace, it knows it's done with the for loop. It might be good style for you beginners to type in like end of for. It goes back up to the top, and it comes in from the right side, and it does whatever the step expression tells it to do. In this case, I plus pluses, and therefore I, which was 1, is now 2. And it comes in further from the right, and it asks true or false. Is I less than or equal to 5? True, because 2 is less than or equal to 5. So it then proceeds through the body of the loop again. It never does the initializing expression a second time. That's the first time only. So anyway, I is currently 2, and therefore it prints out hello world a second time. It hits the closing curly brace. It comes back up to the top. It comes in from the right, and I plus pluses. I is 3, by the way. 3 is indeed less than or equal to 5, so it goes through the loop again and prints this third hello world. It comes back up to the top in the right side at I++ is to 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5, so it prints a fourth time. It comes back up here again in I++ is to 5. Because 5 is indeed less than or equal to 5, it does go through the loop again, and it prints the fifth hello world. It then comes back up again. Because it's dumb, it doesn't know it's about to be finished. At I++ is to 6. Technically, the variable I is indeed 6. And 6 is not less than or equal to 5. So this yields false. And even though we kind of are at the top of the for loop, asking that question if I is less than or equal to 5, because it's false, it does not do the body of the loop. In this case, it just ends the main method, which is the end of the program. If I were to system out print I, like right here, it will print 6. That's a common mistake that students make on the AP exam. They're asked, what is the value of I at the end of the program? Well, let's check it out here. Oh, it's 6. Now it did go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it ended at 6. I'm just saying. I'm going to delete that. If you want to save time, and this is no big deal, or space, you can declare your variable I in the body of the for loop. And you don't need this standalone declaration statement at the top of the main method. This is the way that you'll see it typed up by most professionals. Warning, if you do it this way, and then you try to system out print I, it'll give you an error message because I is no longer in scope at this point. Let's watch the error message that comes up here. We have an error because variable I does not exist when you're here because you're outside of the curly braces. If you choose to declare I in the initializing expression, then I only works in the body of this as part of this for loop. Hey, here's another interesting variation. Instead of printing hello world, let's print the numbers 1 through 5. Taking out our string literal hello world in double quotes and putting an I in there, check this out. Oh, isn't that nice? Hey, let's go by 2's. I plus equals 2 instead of I plus plus. And it prints 1, 3, and 5. Now it doesn't print the 7 because 7 is not less than or equal to 5. So you can go by 2's, you can go by 1's, you can even subtract 1 each time. Ooh, this could be dangerous. I'm subtracting 1. I'm starting at 1, trying to get to the number 5, but I'm stepping down -1 each time. This is going to be scary. Oh, I think I just crashed this website. CompileOnline.com can't handle it. I've got the spinning wheel here on my Macintosh computer, and I think it's time to end this video. Oh no! Look! It just took it a while. I could actually go to the bottom of the earth this way. It's still going. Where is it going to stop? That question and many others can be answered at Minnick.com. Have a good day.